disturb you guys, but, and I know, I think you know, but I haven't told everybody yet that I don't mean to appear stuck up. I don't think I'm stuck up. Don't worry, my family is making sure I remain humble through all this. It's like, yeah, you think you can be president, but I just want you to know that I'm grading final papers, and well, actually, I still have like 4 more assignments to grade, including final projects, and there are students who are set to graduate in August, and if I don't get their stuff graded, they're not going to graduate. So I think you'll see a whole new Joe come Wednesday. Working at Clemson, I had to ask my department chair, who's my direct boss, and then I had to go to the president of the university to ask for permission to run for office, because I'm technically a state employee. Although I'd like to point out, only 9% of the funds that go to Clemson are from the government. So state government anyway is the last I heard. So everybody wants it to go private. But anyway, and well, the first thing is he says, oh, that's interesting. What office? Okay, President of the United States. But I was so nervous talking to him. I'm sure he thought, oh my God, this woman is never gonna, get the nomination because she's nervous talking to me. But I was so nervous because if he had said no, then that would have been the end of it, because I couldn't have quit my job. I was so thankful he said yes. And in fact, he even said he thinks it's important that, people do their civic duty and we get ideas out there. So if I'd known he was going to be so nice about it, I wouldn't have been so nervous. But the media really went after Trump because he welcomed, the national champion football team to the White House, and that's when they were on strike. And do you remember how he got a lot of flack for serving fast food, right? So, yes. And he was like, oh yeah, that's right, that was Clemson. And I said, well, first of all, I don't fault Trump at all for that. And besides that, I think college students would probably prefer fast food to fancy food anyway. But besides that, I thought this would be awesome if I could be president, because then I could be the one welcoming Dabo Sweetie. Thank you for bringing, the championship football team to my house here, the lovely White House. So I just thought that would be history, right? Having the championship football team coach coming to be the president. Right, exactly. I love college football and love my Clemson Tigers. So go Tigers. Go Tigers. That's all I went. The old school champ.
Hey, if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life.
Yeah, and that's true. And it's funny because I teach, in fact, the grades I'm calculating right now, they're for a class called Happiness. Well, it's called Pursuing Happiness. I know, it fits. And I actually teach that. Social relationships, number 1 cause of happiness, work, second cause. And yes, it's true. If you love what you do, you never work. And I never work a day in my life because I absolutely love teaching, and I love talking about psychology. And I love the fact that I can sleep until, I shouldn't even be telling you this. During even when I'm working, okay, normal school year, I set my alarm every morning for 10:45 because I don't teach until the afternoon. But I'm up to like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning emailing students. In fact, on the test review, I always say if I get an email by midnight, the night before a test, I'll be happy to answer your question. Because I'm such a
my teacher.
Well, I'm such a night owl. So anyway, but I was really concerned about being on this bus tour because I thought, oh my gosh, I'm never going to get anything done. But I think I'm actually getting more grading done because I don't have any distractions.
No dishes to do.
No, right? No dishes. They're not taking the dog for a walk. Better go through the mail, go through the taxes.
Just voters to talk to,
yes,
and reporters and voters.
I mean, I can get by on 3 or 4 hours of sleep fine for 1 or 2 nights, but not for like 5 like I've been doing.
Now it has to
Yeah, although Jess was still normal Jess, and she stayed up all night, so.
Jess is a machine. Well, then you'll know when it's definitely time for me to go to bed when I start getting cranky.
I've never seen you.
Send me to bed.
I've been trailing with you. I haven't seen you cranky yet, so I guess you haven't been tired yet.
It does happen, but I try not to get too cranky.
The Democrats used to be the party of free speech, and now they're so pro-censorship. And so what's ironic is now I feel more comfortable at a conservative university that I can say what I want than I would at a liberal university. And you know that 50 years ago, that would have been the opposite. Well, speaking of school, I guess I should get back to work, but see, I can still find ways for my ADHD to shine through and come out and talk. I'm gonna lock myself up. I'm sorry?
Adam's gonna look for lunch options. Do you want salad today or?
Well, tell me where you're going.
Okay,
and
that sounds
thank
good.
you for getting. I've been teaching online courses for 10 years, and so I'm just more familiar with them. If there's like an important news event or a reporter wants to see me, I can record the class earlier that day or even the night before, 2 days before, and then go to whatever needs to be done. For the record, this is my Clemson computer. This is my personal computer. I was given strict instructions not to use Clemson resources for the campaign. So I don't even have my calendar on this computer. So that's why I carry two computers. And I do campaign stuff on that one and teaching stuff on this one. So both Macs, of course. And this happened, like, gosh, maybe 10 years ago. I had a student come up to me and say, so did you run for vice president? I said, well, I don't talk about my politics, but yes, that's me. And he said, you know, I wanted to come to your office hours, so I just Googled your name looking for your office, and instead I get a Wikipedia page saying you ran for vice president. And the other thing that was kind of funny was one of my students private messaged me in a class and said, well, she put hashtag Joe20. I said, yeah, I don't really talk about that. And she said, you know, I thought you looked a lot like that woman, and then I realized that was you. So that'll tell you what hair and makeup does for a candidate, because I look a little different when I teach.
So at 9:30 in the morning is in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. It's this one here. That is going to be a petition turn-in.
Okay, so this is the actual turn-in ballots, not the travel time. Turn-in ballot.
Yes. And it's going to be press conference style. I'm not sure yet who will be speaking. We're going to work out that detail. Likely the state chair. There will be a couple speeches. They'll be really short. And then it is only because of restrictions with COVID, only a few people will be going towards the building. And we're not sure yet on the handoff, on how we're going to hand things off. But you'll at least be walking towards the building, and that will be part of the press conference. They'll get video footage of you going and doing this great monumental act, especially since you've been spending the last 2 days supporting ballot access. It's a really good way to wrap it up is for you to be there at the petition turn-in. So after the petition turn-in, then we will go to Maryland, to the Maryland Board of Elections. That is actually probably going to be a lot of people will be there.
Wow, lunch? Does that mean actually like we get to not eat on the bus?
It looks like there's a lunch break for us.
Wow, this will be the first.
And last night I was talking with the team about maybe, since we're doing mission suite hotels, having nights where we can have meals together.
Yeah.
And I thought that would be really fun. So Joe Bishop Henchman and his husband would really like to take you to St. John's Lafayette, the church where Trump had scattered protesters. This we'll keep it pretty brief, but the Reverend Robert Fisher, a parishioner in Clark Irvin, they will greet you, describe the history and significance of the church. I believe it is the church that all presidential candidates go to at least once.
Right.
And then of course, I'd love to see you near the White House.
Of course. we need to pull the bus up and yell, hey, move into the White House.
Right.
My new address.
They've got it. I sent it to Steve too, so he could see what a great job you're doing.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
I hope he agrees.
Yes.
Well, this is the one I was supposed to give yesterday, but I didn't, right? Because I did it extemporaneously.
That's what he prepared for these Pennsylvania tours, but I thought what you did was, I think, the best for it.
It's a good thing I don't get car sick. I never have.
I'm so grateful that you don't get motion sickness.
I got a pilot's license. In fact, probably shouldn't mention this, but yeah, my Now, I did this with my flight instructor. This wasn't my idea. We did acrobatics in my plane that wasn't registered for acrobatics. But I'm here to tell about it. I'm here to talk about it. So.
I'm originally Canadian, and they've legalized.
Welcome.
Thank you. Well, I'm an American citizen now. I don't know if you saw the pistol, but I'm a citizen. So
Well, still welcome since you're
thank
from
you.
Canada.